Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Melissa.
Hey, and I'm Jeff.
And today's video is going to be an update from our previous video last week. If you guys didn't catch that video, basically we are in the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak in California. The first person to pass away in California died at our local hospital. And a lot of things have changed since our last video. That was filmed on March 5th. Today is now March 11th.
Yep. And we're putting this up same day. So it's 12:01 right now, so this will probably get up maybe 5 or 6 o'clock.
That's a lot of pressure.
No, that's easy. I'll be able to edit it.
So a lot has changed in the last week, and we were expecting it to change today. Actually shortly, like an hour ago, World Health Organization announced this to officially be a pandemic, and I'm not sure exactly what the criteria is.
Also,
for
before we
that.
kind of give you what's going on around here, please check out CDC and WHO, World Health Organization. Go directly there for additional information.
Yes.
We're just going to give you like, you've probably seen like pretty much all for schools, all extracurricular activities have been canceled in like the whole area. Some schools are canceled completely closed.
Some of the colleges have gone, they're either closed or going to remote learning, like in the Bay Area as well as like up here towards Sacramento. Something crazy that happened yesterday that was actually trending on Twitter. So if you guys are on Twitter, follow us at the Weiss Life, because I have been posting updates over there. But if you guys have been on Twitter, you saw that yesterday Sacramento was trending on Twitter, and the reason why we were trending is because basically our local government just said,
yeah, they're like, oh, we're not going to be able to contain it, so now we'll just try to manage
so they're
it.
now actually going against advice, from what I understand, going against advice I see on the CDC and World Health Organization websites, and saying if you've been exposed to somebody with coronavirus, don't stay home. It's okay. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like, so
crazy.
they say essentially they're like, if you're sick, stay home. But the issue, and I'll point this out because I listened to it last night and I thought it was a lot of good information on the Joe Rogan experience. He interviewed a guy, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but check it out. It went up in the last couple of days, and it's like an hour and 15 minutes long, and he is a biothreat and
Do you want to link it in the description box?
Yeah, we'll throw the link down there.
We'll throw the links to the World Health Organization.
Once again, just kind of educate
CDC.
yourself what you want to do. But anyway, he has his own opinions.
So basically, things that have changed in the last week. We talked about being concerned about schools. We were right to be concerned about that. Some of our schools in the area have closed. Elk Grove District is closed. Sacramento and Placer County, I believe the schools are mostly still open, except that they have canceled any extracurricular activities.
So I know most of you guys know who we are. So that means, so we have 5 daughters, and 3 of them I was going to take to the father-daughter dance.
That's canceled.
And it's canceled. So that stinks. But we'll do something special. Maybe we'll have a dance at home. So that'll be a different vlog.
Dance party.
It'll be good. I have some really fun lights, like the ones you plug in. They like spin around like shiny lights. So that'll be fun.
So parade, like things like large or organized events like St. Patrick's Day parades.
Oh, I mean, Ireland canceled St. Patrick's Day. Chicago canceled theirs. They're not even dyeing the river green. Right now, I think Sacramento might still be having their parade.
I don't know. I mean, they're supposed to be canceling it, but then again, Sacramento was basically like, meh. Like, it is what it is, and it's so crazy because, like...
But once again, they know more than we do.
Our hospitals don't have any...
You know...
But they don't. Our hospitals don't have the room and capacity for people, which is a huge problem. And I guess, like, with measures of people
they wouldn't.
quarantining...
Currently, I think they do. Right?
Yeah, but when it gets...
If it gets catastrophic, then...
I think it's less of a matter of if, it's when.
When. So
right now there's probably tons of like undiagnosed people because we're not really testing. We're still short on test supplies from what I understand at like the hospitals and everything. But yeah, so basically we're staying at home as much as possible. We're in the car right now because I took a quick inventory after our shopping trip last week that you guys saw when we went to Costco. And we didn't get eggs, we didn't get meat on that trip, and I thought it would be a good idea for us to go out and get some more fresh fruits and vegetables, and then also get some eggs and like chicken breast and stuff like that, like meat that we eat that we can freeze, so that if we have to stay home for an extended period of time, we'll have some extra stuff, because we didn't get that in the last trip. We also are concerned though about being out today, because I mean, everything that we're reading saying, like, you know, try to stay at home as much as possible. Don't touch anything, like shopping carts, you know, are gross, everything. We brought like wipes to disinfect everything, hand sanitizer. We're going to be really quick in and out of these stores. And we're also going to try to stay away. I know they're saying 6 feet, right? to stay away from people.
Yeah, the guy, well, yeah.
So we're going to try to stay as far away from other people and just get in and only touch the things that we're buying, and then wash our hands and be really, really mindful and just careful of like what's going on. Because obviously we don't want to bring any germs back into our house.
And like I told my parents, you know, to try to stay in. My parents are 60 and 69. So we're not going to visit them, and they're not going to visit us for a while.
Right. And I think
just
that's
because
smart.
it's higher risk, like, but if it's, you know, if eventually everybody gets it, I don't know. It's a tough, I don't know. It's a hard decision
Well,
to
nobody
make.
knows what's going to happen right now. Like, is it, I mean, it's going to go around and people are going to get it, but like, are they going to come up with a vaccine soon enough to prevent everybody from getting it, especially the elderly? I think that that's been the biggest thing that I've noticed, that we were just talking about it earlier, that it bothers me that there's a group of people that are like, oh, it doesn't matter. This isn't a big deal. I'll be fine. And so they're treating it like, oh, it's not any different than the regular flu. But just because it's not different for you doesn't mean that it's not going to affect your parents and grandparents or anybody that is immune system compromised or going through cancer treatments or has asthma or bronchitis like I tend to get. Anybody that's high risk like that, it's kind of a jerk play to say, oh, well, I don't care, I'm just going to get it and I'll be fine. But you can still pass it to all those other people that are high risk, and especially with like the elderly communities.
And why
stuff.
wouldn't you rather be conservative about it? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of jokes online and stuff about it.
I don't think it's funny.
But
it's
it just doesn't end well when your friend's parent dies, or your parent dies, or the little kid going through chemo gets it and he dies. Like,
it's terrible.
Why would you? I mean, I get it. Historically, there's been things that people panicked about, and this could be one of them. But even World Health Organization said it's a pandemic right now.
Yeah, we're following the World Health Organization and the CDC, which is what we're recommending to everybody.
So why not err and cautious and just being kind and just being cognizant that it's happening and trying to help? And I don't know.
And even if it doesn't, it's not going to affect you that much. Think about the other people that it does affect, and those are the people in our communities that we're trying to protect. Same thing with vaccines. Like, you know, we get vaccinated to protect the people that cannot get vaccinated. That's the whole point. And what keeps these diseases out of our society. So it's kind of the same. So just think about like others as well. It's not just about you and your family, but also other people and their families, and they might not be as lucky as you know, to be healthy and not have those concerns. So I don't know. We've got a lot of thoughts, but this is already getting really long. So I guess we'll just go in. We're going to take you guys with us.
And hit us up if you want on Twitter. You can talk to Melissa, or on our Instagrams if you want to talk to us.
I've been tweeting a lot.
But once again, like, I really like, go to CDC, read yourself. Like, I didn't like, I mean, in the CDC report, it said what may happen. And then it goes to, it will likely spread, it will likely this, the hospitals will likely be run over. So in the CDC, it says what may happen, and then it says all these things are likely to happen. So just read it yourself.
Well, I think we can take a note
and I
from
hope,
other
look,
countries.
I hope we look back and it's a joke, but already people have died.
Yeah.
But people have died from the flu. So I'm not going to, that podcast, listen to that, and I think it'll give you some additional information, because it's all about knowledge and,
well, and we're not,
and having the right knowledge.
We're not saying like, oh, you know, like the people do die from the flu, and that is also a big deal. That's why like people get flu shots, and they're always talking about flu season and being really careful. And, you know, I've seen some posts on social media where people are like, oh, people die from heart attacks and high blood pressure and all this stuff. It's like, yes, they do. And those are also concerns, but bringing that up doesn't invalidate what's going on now. And this concern, this is also a big deal.
Yeah. And also, I know, like, I've touched my face a couple times. I haven't been out in public in a couple days.
We've been fully sanitized.
But also, you probably already know, like, it's shown a lot of people, if you watch anything, you know, you've probably seen people touching their face after saying not to. But it's involuntary a lot of times. Like, your face itches, your hand just does that.
I saw a clip, my favorite thing, I think it was somebody from either the CDC or the World Health Organization.
And they're like, don't touch, and they lick their fingers.
So she's reading the statement that says, do not touch your face or anything, and it's showing her licking her fingers and then like touching the pages.
So, but the spirit of the message is right.
It's true. That is true.
Do your best, stay clean. So now
and be careful.
We're going into public.
We're going into public. I know, as we say this, we're gonna be really careful. We're taking you guys along with us. It's gonna be interesting to see in a week what has happened in our local stores, because we have not been out. We've been staying home absolutely as much as possible since we went out last time. And you guys saw in our last video, we have not been anywhere.
I did sneak out to get the mail, and then I went into Safeway And all the places here, like there's a running joke about toilet paper, but everywhere I've gone, I've seen toilet paper in stock. So I don't know what that is
I don't
about.
understand the toilet paper thing.
But hand sanitizer, really, from what I can tell, has been sold out for at least 2 weeks.
And like Clorox wipes and stuff. So
yeah.
All right, we talked too much. We're going in. Let's go.
Normally we'd stop and get some Starbucks right now, but we're trying to avoid fast food and Starbucks and where people are preparing your food in front of you there. And also Starbucks, I guess, announced that you can't bring your own cups anymore, so that's probably good. But we're not perfect. We're trying to err on the side of safety. All right, good. They've got hand wipes.
Yeah, I'm gonna like completely wipe down.
All right, so we're getting some chicken.
Yeah, we're gonna stock up on and grab a bunch of chicken. It freezes really well, and we are just out of like pretty much all meats. And chicken's like the one that we eat the most. So how many should I grab? Like 4 or 5?
Yeah, well, we're feeding 7 people.
I know, so every tray of this is like 1 meal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I had more room in the freezer, I'd probably grab even more than that, you know?
Yeah. Everything looks really well stocked, so I guess that's a good sign still. The only thing is hand sanitizer. That's the only thing that's sold out. So we have one more stop. As you saw, things are pretty well stocked there. No issues. The only thing they're completely out of was that hand sanitizer, which is not surprising. I talked to one of the girls that work there, and she said it's been sold out for about 3 weeks. And I've seen that everywhere I've gone for quite some time. So apparently if you have hand sanitizer in your store, get some. Hand sanitizer, though, is really good for going out in public and then coming home so you don't bring things with you. If you're at home by yourself already and you're kind of quarantined, if you will, you don't need to hand sanitize. You just need to wash your hands because you're not having any other germs introduced to you. Stopped at CVS quick to see if they have hand sanitizer and stuff because it's right next to Safeway, so we'll find out in a second. This is the shelf that has the alcohol, 91%, 70%. It's all gone. I can't find hand sanitizer anywhere, and they do typically have alcohol, isopropyl alcohol in stock, but that's all sold out, as you guys saw.
They do have some toilet paper and paper towels here, but we're not buying extra of that. Like, I think that's so weird that some people were like stocking up on toilet paper.
Time will tell. Maybe they're right. Maybe they're the geniuses.
I don't know. We always buy 1 pack of each of like toilet paper and paper towels every month at Costco, and we just bought like our normal amount. And I feel like we're good on that. But we're also not like
1 square
hoarding
each.
anything.
Better
Oh my
safe than
gosh.
sorry.
Oh my
Hey.
gosh, stop.
So I asked an employee about the hand sanitizer, and they said they got a truckload yesterday, but it's already sold out. Kind of not surprising. I think you'd have to know somebody that knows when the truck of hand sanitizer is coming into town. Hand sanitizer. Look at that. They run a promotion too. But yeah, it's all gone. So we are in Safeway now and just getting some fruits and vegetables quick. I'll let you know if anything's sold out here. Probably hand sanitizer at least. A little bit of a issue here. Looks like dried beans and rice are temporarily out of stock.
So we walked over to the paper goods aisle, and it's looking pretty bare, guys. Like,
There's
some, but like couple there, couple down there. Like, this is all gone. I still don't understand the toilet paper
or water
freak out. Like, why are people buying that?
Makes you want some, doesn't it?
I know, right? It almost makes me feel like, what do they know that I don't know? So we got out of the store and sanitized everything. We tried our best not to touch as much as possible and not touch our faces, and the store actually wasn't really crowded. There wasn't like a lot of people in there, but I think it's like because people are now at the point where they're intentionally staying home.
Exactly right. I think people are just staying home right now because the cupboards and everything are full. The shelves are full.
Right.
Just toilet paper was super low.
No toilet paper,
no hand
no
sanitizer
paper towels,
anywhere.
to hand sanitizer.
No, there was some, I mean, there's a little bit, but like super behind. Like, yeah.
So the rice, the rice was really picked through. Beans, there weren't any like, what are they called? Not like canned beans,
dried beans.
But dried beans. So, I mean, it wasn't as bad as like when we went to Costco last week, but I think a lot of people buying stuff for food storage are buying it at Costco or Sam's Club or whatever typically.
Or here, I mean, I think, you know, if it is something that lasts 6 months and there's some sort of major issue, and
right.
The biggest thing I think is like the supply chain gets messed up and then food isn't delivered to the store. So
that's actually what we were talking about earlier. I don't know if we mentioned it on camera, but we were talking about how the ramifications of different countries, like Italy's totally closed right now. China's still shut down. A lot of other countries make products that we use, you know, medicines, food products, you know, other kinds of stuff. We may be seeing like ramifications from this throughout this year. Like, you know, even if this is like kind of gone through the population by summer,
hopefully mildly,
we're still, that would be best case scenario, we're still going to be seeing shortages of certain items where countries were like out of production of that for however many weeks or months, or we don't even know. Like, we're still on the cusp of it.
Once again, I totally am like, go to check out the CDC website, Center of Disease Control, and WHO, World Health Organization, and people that are scientists. For me, I feel much more comfortable if it's a scientist telling me what's happening versus a politician. That's just, I think that's probably you too. I mean, you want to find out from someone that actually knows the science. So
anyway, thank you guys for watching and coming along with us and listening to our rants about what's going on.
I'm going home right now to edit this. It's 2:38.
So hopefully we get it up today. If not,
we will. We'll get it up.
Okay. But yeah, so subscribe if you're not already, if you watched to the end of this video, and I guess thumbs up this video for the algorithm, just because YouTube is being weird. And
yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So I guess we'll see you guys next time with another update.
Bye, be safe.
Bye.